They say YouTube can turn you into an overnight success, help you quit your 9 to 5, maybe even make you famous. What no one really mentions is what it's actually like when you're starting from nothing. So, for 30 days, I went all in. I filmed, edited, uploaded, and tried to improve. And the reality was nothing like the polished success stories you see online. What really happens when you begin at zero? Is it worth the time, the effort, the late nights, or does everything simply fall flat? Today, I'm sharing the whole journey, the high point, the low moments, and the bits no one warns you about. There were a few surprises along the way, too. Some encouraging, some not so much, and the final result might catch you off guard. So, I started with the first step. You think the first upload would be the easiest part. It isn't, because you even pick up a camera, you have to choose a niche and a style, and that alone can send you round in circles. I sat down with my phone, opened my video editing software. You could use CapCut, I use Wondershare Filmora, and filmed a handful of very rough shots. No script, no plan, just a promise to myself that I would stop everything and finally post something. When I hit upload, I was buzzing. I kept checking the page every few minutes, waiting for that first view. Nothing. No comments, no movement at all. Then eventually, one view popped up. I thought it was just me. It was probably me clicking it by mistake, but I didn't care. It felt like a tiny win. That small spark pushed me to keep going. I committed to weekly uploads, even though editing took far longer than I had expected. I thought it would be a quick cut and paste job, but it turned out to be hours of figuring out pacing, audio, and everything else that makes a video watchable. Thumbnails were another challenge entirely. By the end of the week, I had 2 videos and a couple of hundred views. Not exactly groundbreaking, yet each of those views felt like evidence that I would finally stopped planning and started doing something. The biggest lesson was very, very simple. Beginning is the hardest bit. This is my 8th or 9th YouTube channel, so I knew how messy and awkward it could feel, especially when no one is watching you and you keep switching ideas. If you can't push through that discomfort, you would probably already ahead of most people. Then week 2 came. Learning the game by the second week, I was thinking I would find a rhythm, but I quickly realized that uploading isn't enough. If no one clicks on your video, the effort behind it hardly matters. That's when I started learning about titles, keywords, and how to give the algorithm something it might actually understand. I tweaked some description, experimented with some tools like TubeMagic or vidIQ, and treated each upload like a small experiment. A few more views trickled in, and then came the first comment. Simple, very simple. Simple, like they made all the stress feel worthwhile. It reminded me that YouTube isn't just numbers, it's people, real people watching something you have made, just like you're watching this one right now. By the end of the week, I think 2, I would gain 33 subscribers and nearly 3,000 unique viewers, which was really good. Felt like the first real sign that something was working for me. Then week 3 arrived. This was the week everything felt heavy. The excitement of starting had faded and the realities of the work hit properly. I was improving, but the numbers weren't really moving fast. So seeing all these creators saying they hit 1,000 subscribers in a week, and you can't help wondering what you're missing, just went away. I spent late nights editing, fixing mistakes, re-exporting, and still doubting whether the video was good enough. But I kept uploading. And then one of my videos got a tiny boost. Nothing viral, nothing major, but enough to give me a bit of hope. This was also the week I nearly quit. I felt stuck and drained. But then I stopped and reminded myself why I began. It wasn't for, success. It was to learn, to create, and to see what I could build if I stayed consistent. Once I centered myself again, everything felt less overwhelming because I just make it to myself, right? Week 4, I was tired but determined. If I would come this far, I wasn't stopping now. I focused on what my growing audience seemed to enjoy, what they're looking for. So instead of posting whatever come to my mind, I shaped videos that offered something useful or entertaining. Slowly, the numbers reflected that. Watch time rose, comments increased, and people were actually staying to the end of the video. And finishing this particular challenge, which I gave it to myself, I felt like a win in itself. It proved to me that consistency matters more than perfection. The result after 30 days, how the channel stands, you can see going on to my channel, somewhere around 2,500 subscribers now, lots of views there. Is it life-changing? Not yet. Is it real progress? Absolutely. If you're thinking about starting a channel, here's what I would say to you. Just begin. Don't wait for the perfect camera or the perfect idea, because you'll be waiting forever. The people who stick with it are the ones who eventually see results. Not because they're the best, but because they kept going when most people give up. So if you have made it this far, thank you for being part of this journey. There's more to come, and if you are curious about what happens next, feel free to subscribe and come along for a ride. Actually, if you are starting yourself too, I would love to help you. Why don't you comment on the video, and then we might jump on a call and discuss about your journey, and then we may be able to document ourselves. People say it can turn you into an overnight success, help you quit your 9 to 5. We might be able to prove that, right? So yeah, why don't you comment, and then maybe I will reach out to you, and then we can jump on a call, record our journey, and share it with others, right? Keep shooting.